Hello and welcome to the history of Stargate Atlantis. Today's episode we're going to be talking about Aiden Ford, and this is part 1. And here we go. Aiden Ford is a lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps and a former member of the Atlantis expedition. He was an original member of the Atlantis Reconnaissance 1 up until his defection from Atlantis in 2005, after becoming addicted to the Wraith enzyme. His position as member of AR-1 was later taken by Ronan Dex. In 2010, Ford was found alive by the Atlantis expedition living amongst the travelers. He had taken up the alias Wolf while hunting Wraith and had built a new life for himself among the travelers, having become married with a wife and becoming a father to a son. He was later allowed to return to Earth alongside his family, where he reunited with his cousin Laura and grandparents to begin their new life there. Aiden Ford is an only child and his parents are never mentioned. He was very close to his grandfather and grandmother, who appeared to have raised him. He has a cousin named Laura, to whom they were very close. 2004. Representing the United States Marine Corps, Aiden Ford was present during the scientific investigation of the Atlantis outposts until he was transferred to the Atlantis expedition, arriving at Atlantis in the Pegasus galaxy. He was part of the team led by Colonel Marshall Sumner that traveled to Athos to find a viable evacuation planet in case Atlantis flooded. When the Wraith called the planet, he was guarding the Stargate. Major John Shepard ordered him to memorize the gate address of the planet the Wraith darts traveled to. He accompanied Shepard on his mission to rescue Sumner. Ford and Shepard infiltrated the Wraith hive ship and located the prisoners after planting C4 throughout the ship. Shepard ordered him to stay with the prisoners while he went to find Sumner. He eventually followed Shepard's boot trails and saved him before being fed upon by the Wraith Keeper. They blew up the C4 and escaped back to the puddle jumper and then back to Atlantis. He was later assigned to the Atlantis Reconnaissance 1 with Shepard, Tayla, and Dr. Rodney McKay. A short time later, Ford accompanied Major John Shepard on a puddle jumper as they explored Lantia. During their voyage, they discovered the mainland. After the Athosians relocated to the mainland, he and his team traveled to an unnamed planet. While deciphering ruins, Major John Shepard sent Ford with Tayla to find the inhabitants to help with their translations. While they were away, the Wraith attacked the ruins. Cut off from the Stargate and abandoned from the rest of their team, Tayla and Ford were forced to fight their way back to the gate. During the fight, Ford dove out of the way of a Wraith stunner blast and hit his head, knocking him unconscious. Tayla managed to drag him back through the gate to safety. After he recovered, he joined the rest of his team on an ambush to capture a Wraith on the same planet. They were successfully able to capture Steve the Wraith. On a mission to the Janai homeworld, he and Tayla stayed for the harvest ceremony, while Major John Shepard and Dr. Rodney McKay returned to Atlantis to discuss their trade deal with Dr. Elizabeth Weir. When Shepard and McKay returned and found a secret underground bunker, they were arrested by Tyrus and Sora and brought inside. After a loose alliance had been formed between the two, he and his team joined Cowan and Tyrus on a mission to a Wraith hive ship. Once on the hive, Shepard orders him to guard the puddle jumper while they download information to the Wraith storage device. When they returned to the Janai homeworld and Cowan tried to double-cross them, he drew his weapon but was not forced to fire it, as Cowan was surrounded when two puddle jumpers decloaked. When the Atlantean storm was approaching Atlantis, he and Major John Shepard traveled to Manara to negotiate with Schmieden about evacuating the Atlantis expedition there. He assisted Dr. Carson Beckett and Tayla in evacuating the Athosians from the mainland. However, by the time the last of the hunters had arrived at the puddle jumper, the storm was about to hit, and Beckett insisted that he lacked the skill to fly through it. He eventually persuaded Beckett during the Eye to return to Atlantis after learning that the Janai strike team had infiltrated the city. After arriving back to Atlantis, he, along with Beckett and Tayla, saved Major John Shepard from a Janai trap at the Naquadria generator. He then paired up with Shepard to retake Stargate operations. When Major John Shepard, Dr. Rodney McKay, Dr. Brennan Gao, and Dr. Adams lost contact with Atlantis while exploring a planet in the Lantian system, he was sent by Dr. Elizabeth Weir on a rescue mission. He assembled a team consisting of Tayla, Sergeant Markham, and several Marines. When they arrived in orbit of the planet, Shepard ordered them to fire a drone weapon at the Wraith survivor, killing him. Later, he and the team went to Dagon to search for a zero-point module. After an alternate, Dr. Elizabeth Weir gave them 5 gate addresses with a guaranteed ZPM on them. When they discovered the quintessism chamber, he stayed above ground while the rest of the team entered. He was then shot with a tranquilizer dart and knocked out by Commander Koila's men. Koila took Dr. Rodney McKay and Alina to help him locate the ZPM and to put him in the chamber. He, along with Major John Shepard and Taylor, came up with a plan to ambush Koila and his men with stun grenades. After Shepard retrieved the ZPM, they sprung the trap and overtook the Janai. The team had acquired a ZPM, but since McKay told Alina, who was a member of the new quintessism, and took the ZPM until the Ancients came back with their reward, despite the fact that they had all ascended. McKay tried his best to convince of the impeding Wraith siege, but lost. They returned to Atlantis and were informed by Dr. Weir that the long-range sensors had detected 3 Wraith hive ships on their way. Have a great day. Bye-bye.